And how do you do today? Yes, so made some great progress editing today, but let me give you your tip right up front. This tip is an editing tip, and it is about room tone. So, room tone is if you stop talking for a moment and you listen to the sounds that you hear while you're sitting in your room. And if you close your eyes and you listen, you might hear traffic outside. You might hear birds. You might hear, like right now, I can hear my coffee pot perking in the background. I can also hear someone with a leaf blower, probably halfway down the block. If you listen closely and really pay attention to what's going on in the tone of your room, you'll hear a lot of different sounds that you don't even notice. But when you're editing and you're concentrating on getting the dialogue as clean and clear as possible and removing all the background sound, then room tone needs to be added. Now, this is a tip for if you're making your projects more professional, an editing tip. You obviously know about the recorded dialogue track, you know about a music track, you know about a sound effects track if you need it, and room tone is a track that if it's not there, you miss it. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because I was working on one of the shorts I told you guys about earlier, and the producer and director were real concerned with the background sound that they shot on location. They were in some kind of like community center or VFW building, and it sounded like really echoey. It was a really bad echo location. So what we had to do, we jumped through a few hoops, but then we found a great piece of software, and I did a video about it, Adobe Podcaster. And it's for cleaning up podcasts, but it works great for independent films, your web videos here on YouTube, short films, even feature films if you can't afford a full sound mixer. But what it does, you have to beware, it strips out all the sound in the background and it only focuses on dialogue. So it's artificial intelligence piece of software that's relatively new, and it's great. It works really good, and it's able to go within the words and pull out everything. Oh, sorry. Hold on one moment. I have to take a quick peek behind the scenes. I need to start rendering this file, so I'm going to pan you over here. This is what I'm working on right now. So what I'm going to have to do is move over here. Pause this for a moment. Excuse me. I'm going to go here to the out point, and I'm going to set it into out point so I can finish this rendering while I'm talking to you. Sorry about this. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to, I'm rendering this file that I'm working on right now, and just finished up doing the rough cut on this this feature film I'm editing. So anyway, back to my, oh, now it's
Stop, all right?
now it's just playing. I apologize again. I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what I'm doing here. I'm going to stop this. I thought I had put it on render, but I didn't. This is the live. Render into out. I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Sorry about that. Trying to do my vertical live with you guys and still do some of my editing. I was on the rendering section, so I had time. But anyway, what I'm talking about is room tone. So let's get back to room tone. So when it's not there, you miss it. So that program I told you about, Adobe Podcast, if you have an Adobe account or you have a Premiere account, it's free. But the thing to be careful with is that it removes all the sound except for the dialogue, except for the words that the character is speaking. So it sounds really good, and it's a great fix. I can even tell you, which I noticed the last time I used it, it told me that it was removing the echo, which was unbelievable. So it recognizes the echo for what it is, and it knows what it is. So it was able to remove just the echo. But it also, not just the echo, it removed all the natural sound in the room. So what we had to do was go back and add some room tone. And like I said at the beginning, room tone, if you stop talking for a moment wherever you are right now and you listen closely and try to identify everything that you hear. And if you have a window open, you'll hear more of outside. You'll hear birds, you'll hear cars driving past, you'll hear maybe a fire engine off in the distance. If I go out on my front porch, there's a school that's actually about 2 miles away, but when the kids are out at recess, we can hear the kids playing. So when you're building a room tone track, you want to include things that are in your natural environment. And you want to listen closely and hear what you hear. So that's what we had to do. We had to build a room tone track to replace the sound that the artificial intelligence program from Adobe Adobe Podcaster had cleaned up. So it works really well, but you're gonna have to put the room tone back, which is no problem. I enjoy being in control of all the elements of sound. That way, when you do the mix, you can control them better. You might not, like I said, where our ears are trained to ignore stuff, our brains are trained to ignore things that aren't important, so they can focus on things that are important. Like right now, I can hear my computer rendering. It's very low, but you can hear it rendering really low. You can hear the hard drive spinning. So those are the things you can build your room tone tracks out of. And you can keep them clean. You don't have to add static. You can just add pure sound and build it up with those elements. And what I do is when I build room tone tracks, I build them on a separate sequence. Sometimes I work in an audio program from Premiere, or most of the time I just do it simply on inside Premiere. I'll create a new sequence and I'll put like maybe 5 or 6 audio tracks, and I'll just put those elements of the audio on separate tracks, and then I can balance it. And then I can export it as an AIFF file, bring it into my project, and stick it right underneath the cleaned up audio. So those are things that you're getting more on a professional level as far as mixing your audio tracks, adding in room tone, adding in sound effects, adding in music, adding in, you might have, in addition to music, you might have an atmosphere track, which could be anything. You could play with sound. That's called sound design. So those are all different careers. Those are all different careers in themselves, besides the actual video editor. So when you're like me and you're a one-man band as far as editing goes, you end up doing a lot of stuff. So those are the things, as you go forward, you will learn more. You will want to be in control of more elements of your edit. So that's just a tip about room tone. If you want to know more, go ahead and go on Google and look it up. You'll find people who specialize in creating room tone, sound design. That's the, that's a position on major films and television shows. But anyway, that was my tip for the day. Use sound design when needed, and even when not needed. You can make your videos sound more professional, more polished, more dynamic. So that's a little tip for today. And I just want to give you a quick update. I'm just finishing the rough cut on the feature film that I have been telling you about for the past 3 weeks. Came out pretty good. The ending was kind of difficult. The film was shot, it's a horror film, but it was shot out of order. And it's kind of like built in flashbacks. So what I plan to do now is I'm running out. I just did a very rough cut. I told the director, a rough cut. And he's going to have to assist me more than normally to move the scenes where he wants them, because it's so creative that the scenes could be moved around. So it's told with a lot of flashbacks. Sometimes the flashbacks aren't clear as to where they are and where they go. So it's pretty interesting. It's fun, and it's going to require a lot more work before we get to the final finish. But I'm happy to get this rough cut done. And I backed it up yesterday so that if anything happened, I wouldn't have to start over again, because I worked on it for a long time, many hours I put in on this project. So that's where I am on that. What else do I have? After I do this, I'm planning on putting up some more shorts on my YouTube channel, and you can check out my channel below. If you haven't seen some of my playlists, I ask you to go there, look at some of my playlists. I have a lot of content in there. I've been creating content for the past 9 months for you guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of views on my shorts that I put up, and I hope some of those views will start translating into the videos that I have been creating. I'm starting to get pushed more by the YouTube artificial intelligence. They're starting to push my videos out more, which I'm so happy. I'm glad you guys have been sharing them. That's really helping me too. Stopping by when you see me on this vertical live, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Please subscribe if you haven't, and continue to share my videos. I noticed a lot of people are sharing them now. I'm being discovered mostly here on the vertical live. That's why I do these vertical lives, and it shows up in the shorts feed. So they put these vertical. If you didn't know, that's where these vertical lives go, in the shorts feed. And then once they're done, they are put on my channel as a live video. And then what I started to do was give you guys a tip right up front so that I could have a unique name and give you some information from each one of my recorded live videos that I do. So I enjoy doing these. Gets me in here, gets me to think about something creative to do, as far as creating a tip right on the spot, giving that to you guys, and hopefully some of these tips are helpful. And I always tell you, if you take one of my tips, like today's tip, creating atmosphere track, and look that up if you want to learn more and find out how to do it. Like I said, you build it in layers. That's how I do it. So I tell you how I do it. Then you could also look up people who are doing it on a higher level. Major feature films have sound design people. So sound design is a career all in itself. The sound design artist is separate from the editor. So if sound design is something that you're interested in, it's a really creative field, and it's an interesting job, creating those sounds, creating the sound effects, building sound design tracks for film and television. It's an interesting career to pursue, and you'll know a little bit. You need to know a little bit about editing. You need to know about filmmaking. You need to know about creating sounds and things like that, or something you want to learn. It's a great field to get into. Kind of probably difficult, just like any of the entertainment fields are hard to get into. It's not something where you can just go and, I want to be a sound designer. You have to find out creative ways to get your foot in the door. To get your foot in the door, that's always hard in any of these creative fields that we work in. I specialize in acting, directing, and editing. Been doing it for the past 35 years. I'm a character actor, James Adam Tucker. You can look me up on Google. You type James Adam Tucker in, my name's going to pop right up. Or you can go to my channel. I have links to my Internet Movie Database, and you'll find me there. So I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm here on YouTube. My goal, again, just if any of you haven't heard my goal is to create more comedy entertainment here on YouTube. I want to do some vertical lives. I want to do some vertical series. Now, I know you guys a lot of you probably have heard about these vertical series coming out of China. And for the last 3 or 4 years, they've been saying they're coming back here to the US market. So I want to start bringing some here on YouTube. I want to create some with some good stories, some good acting, all humorous stuff. And I also want to create some vertical versions of YouTube first series. So that's my goal, working on that, talking to actors and writers and actresses and actors. And it's moving slow, but I'm still pushing ahead with that goal. I've been thinking about starting one on my own without partnering with anyone. So that's something that I might do soon, I hope. But I love to collaborate. And that's why I'm always held up, because I'm always trying to find a good collaborator. So if you are a collaborator and you're interested in making some vertical shorts or some vertical series here on YouTube, check out my email. Reach out to me. Let me see what you've done in the past. Possibility we could work together. So thanks for stopping by today. And thanks for listening to my little tip. Excuse me jumping off those couple of times. I had to get this rendering file going. I'm rendering out this project to show to the director. But have a nice day, and I might stop back in again tonight. Usually I say that, but then by the time I'm finished for the day, I'm kind of out of energy. So I'll definitely see you again tomorrow. Sundays, noon, Pacific time, Los Angeles time. I'm here doing a vertical live on Sunday at noon. And if you have any questions, stop on by. I've been answering questions for people. Or if you can't make that, shoot me an email, answer the questions. I'll answer them. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.